What's up, y'all? How's it going? It's your girl Taylor, your business mindset coach, helping Black therapists start and grow their own life coaching business. All right, y'all ready for this? All right, so this is one of the questions that were asked within the Facebook group Black Therapists Starting Coaching, and that is how to tell if a potential client needs therapy or coaching on the initial call. So when you are first talking with somebody on these sales calls, right, it's important for you to really figure out what your client needs, okay? Now, this is so important, and I know this is something that you guys really want to know, especially as therapists, because you're so used to practicing therapy and giving therapy that when it comes to coaching, there's that thin line. Yes, there's lots of differences, similarities, and limitations between the two. So it's really important as you are starting your coaching journey at the beginning phases to understand the differences and the similarities and limitations between the two. So definitely do your research, okay? That's super important. But as far as how to tell what your client needs when you're actually on the phone with them, some things to definitely keep an eye out for is definitely some of their language, the stuff that they're talking about. So number one, whether or not they're a harm to themselves or others. This is like, I'm sure you guys know this. It kind of goes without saying, but I definitely want to throw this in so that way you guys do know. I definitely want to make sure I do say that. So if they say they want to kill themselves or they want to hurt themselves or other people, yeah, like this is not an ideal client because they are not higher functioning. And what higher functioning means is that they're above baseline. They're able to do their day-to-day functioning, right? They're able to go day-to-day and do things. And not to say there's no higher functioning therapy people, because that's me. I see a therapist, and I'm sure some of you do too. However, when I say higher functioning, I mean like they're again able to just attend to their day-to-day needs. They're able to go to work, they're able to social life, be to themselves, take care of themselves, stuff like that, right? But if they're not taking care of themselves, or if they want to hurt somebody else, that's definitely something to be mindful of, okay? So number two is helping them if it's outside of your scope. So if you're listening to some of the things that they're wanting, it's important for you to keep in mind, like, yo, can I help them? You know what you can do. And it's important for you to always come from a place of service, never desperation, never treating them like a number. Like, I've had to turn away people that I knew, like, yo, this is not a good fit. This is not a good fit. And even though they had the money to pay me, it was just like, no, like, it's not a good fit at this time. It's not, and sometimes you have to say that, okay? Don't be desperate because you are going to be a disservice to your clients, all right? So it's like, yeah, money, I'm getting paid, but it's like, you're being a disservice to your clients. What is this all for? If you're about the money, that's... I just don't feel like you're going to make it you're not going to make it that far because you're not going to be fulfilled. It's important for you to, yes, get paid, but also be able to help others and come from a place of integrity. So make sure, like, that you can help them. And if it's outside of your scope and that, what you can help people with. And as a therapist, and what you do as a therapist is different than what you would do as a coach in terms of helping them with certain things. So outside of your scope will be something along the lines of like, they are wanting you to help them. It really depends on what you do as a coach though too, because I'm thinking about one of the clients that I was on a call with, and what she needed help with was like she wanted like an accountability partner. She wanted me to like check on her and make sure like she's cleaning her house, stuff like that, which is like no shame, if you want somebody to do that, then cool. It's just kind of like, that's not what I do as a coach. That's not what I do. She needs something more direct, like having like a person there. I'm not sure what it's called, like just having like a support, like a care manager or something like that, like not a coach, not a life coach, okay, or a business coach or a mindset coach. That's not what she needs at that moment. So that is something that I could help her out with, but as a coach, that's not what I do. Coaching is more so along the lines of helping them with, some of their goals, such as their life goals, such as like if they want a better relationship, if they want to love themselves more, if they want to start their own business, if they want to scale their business, if they want to make more money in their business, if they want to really work on their energy, being able to there's like energy healers, let's see, Reiki, there's all different types of coaches, but there's just, I feel like the most important thing, which leads me to number three, is listening to your intuition, because it's like like this person needs more help. Like, great, they have the money, but this person needs more help than what I can provide them. Okay, And I feel like we're coming to a point in time where therapists and coaches are working together. I really hope to see that day where it's like more of a norm. However, at this time, there's this big thing in the mental health community about life coaches, or whether to hire a life coach or a therapist, or whether to be a therapist or a coach. You have all this stuff going on because they do have some similarities, and there's just some things where it's just like, as a coach, the limitations is like, I'm not going to, you can't diagnose somebody. You can't help a suicidal client, right? You can't do that because it's illegal, right? You know what I mean? It's not legal to help somebody who is suicidal, because that's not something that you can do. That's something for a therapist, or that's something that they need in a crisis unit or something like that. And that's why it's so important to build your referral list up, so that way, just in case you do have clients like that where you know deep down that you cannot help them, okay, as a life coach, that you have this referral list that you can refer them to, right? But as you may find out that some clients are not for you, it's important for you to sit with them in that moment. Don't just be like, oh, well, I don't want to work with you, and you're not a good fit, and no, like, sit with that person, listen to them, listen to what they say. I'm not saying be on the call for like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, okay, like I've been before. What I'm saying is that be mindful of your boundaries, yes, but also it's important for you to be present with that client in that very moment. Whether or not they're a good fit, be present with them. Be mindful of your boundaries, but also be present for them, so that way you can really get a good idea on whether or not they need your services, okay? And whether or not they do, it's just sit with that person, listen to them, because you could be their last hope. I'm super passionate when it comes to suicide and suicide awareness. That's super passionate for me, because I definitely wanted to kill myself before when I was much younger. And the thing is that it's very common. There's a lot of people who are depressed and who do want to hurt themselves, and who don't want to live anymore. And there's lots of hope in the world, and it's just like you could be their last hope. So I'm really passionate about this, and I really want to emphasize that. But as a coach, no, it's not your job to help clients, like to coach them, long-term, short-term, whatever, with them, unless it's coming from a place of service. It's coming from a place of service. Okay, so I want to make sure though that I got everything that I wanted to say out in terms of like, I hope that makes sense. Please let me know. But that's how to tell if a potential client needs therapy or coaching on that initial call. Just listen to their language, and body language is key too when you are watching them on these initial calls. If like it's a Zoom call, like a video call, it's you can tell, right? And when I won't, because this is about going 8 minutes. This can always be another thing for content. But I did talk about the treatment in another video that you guys can definitely look at as far as the differences between therapy and coaching. Check it out when it comes to the treatment, and that'll definitely give you more insight on like the differences between the two. Let me know if y'all have any questions, or if you guys have any topics you guys want me to go over. I'd be more than happy to give it to you. I definitely want to let y'all know about my program, Therapy to Coaching Roadmap, where I help you guys go from being either only providing coaching services or therapy and coaching services. If you're wanting to start your own coaching business, I got you. So that way you can get aligned, start coaching, and get paid on your own terms. Peace.